Hey y'all, Rising, what's up? So somebody asked me in the comments, how do you increase your level of capacity? Because I in one of my videos, I did an analogy about how some people are only a bottle cap and some people are only like a bottle, right? And you have to basically use discernment to find somebody that is on the same level to where you fill each other up and not drain each other, right? So in other words, somebody with the capacity of a bottle cap wants to reach the level of somebody that has a bottle of water. That's great, because that just means that you want to elevate, you want to rise, but you got to first become self-aware of you. You got to do some shadow work. You have to do some inner child healing. You have to do the inner work on your own mind, reprogramming your mind, and, clearing your heart space, clearing it of bitterness, anger, resentment, hatred. These types of things hold you back. A lot of people don't even understand that grief is a big factor in whether your heart space is open or whether it's closed. You know what I'm saying? There is a time for everything. You know what I'm saying? There's a time to weep. There's a time for happiness. There's a time, you know what I'm saying? Everything has its time. But if you want to increase your capacity, because a person who has a water bottle can increase their capacity to be a jug of water. And a person who once upon a time was a bottle cap, you can also get to that jug of water as well. You know what I'm saying? These are just, analogies. But yeah, I mean, it all starts with you. See, society got you believing that, man, this person doesn't respect me. The question is not that others don't respect you. You don't respect yourself. And people are reflecting back to you how you feel about you, what you think about you. Ooh, but it's true. It is true. You know what I'm saying? I had a little session last night, and I spoke to a bunch of other goddesses and stuff like that regarding, basically a father wound, which all of us were dealing with in some type of way, whether our dad was actually present or whether he was absent. And in talking about that, we all learned something about ourselves via each other. Because when you really think about it, life, what they say, the saying is, life is a stage, right? And since life is a stage or like a movie, everyone else around you is like an NPC. They're just this character. They kind of know their role. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're the main character of a video game or a movie, and you got these extras around you. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, like, you're a family member, a close friend, or a coworker, or whoever. They could be that side character. They're not the main character, but they're the side character. They have a background, they got a history. People can get an idea of who these extra people are and stuff like that. And that's kind of like how you got to kind of look at it. I be trying to break stuff down because, I know when I go, because some people tell me, they'll be like, you be thinking about stuff too deep. There's no such thing as too deep. You're just looking at it only from a certain aspect. It's like looking at an iceberg. If you're on top of the water, you're only going to see the portion that is above the water. But see me, I got my fucking scuba gear. I'm going down under to the deepest, darkest depths to figure out how big, how wide, and how deep this shit really goes. That's just me. Everybody's not ready to scuba dive. Some people don't have scuba gear. You don't even got a snorkeler. Okay? Some people never even left the beach to get in the water. You know what I'm saying? And some people are scared to go into the water for whatever reason, because they can't swim. But you have to conquer your fears. And let me tell you something. When you want to increase your capacity for something, self-awareness, self-love, self-care, anything to do with yourself, you're doing it for you and no one else. To increase your capacity of understanding, not before you can understand other people and why other people move the way they move, you got to understand yourself. A lot of people out here are lost. They don't know who they are. Everybody out here mimicking the baby, little baby, this baby. I don't even know why these grown ass men naming themselves fucking baby. But when, nigga, like the fuck, you know? I just didn't get it. I'm just like, you a grown ass man, and out of any name you can name yourself as a rapper, you call yourself the baby or little baby. You see how lame those names are? Like the cookie cutter style. Okay, well, you know, I'm in the rap game too. Instead of coming up with some unique name, it's like, you know what? I like him. Let me take a spin off. I'm gonna name myself the baby. But nonetheless, shit, to me, both y'all asses is babies. I don't give a fuck if it's little or the. Shit. The baby, a baby. You know, one of my friends got on me about that, correcting me when I was naming a song. They was like, no, it ain't this baby, it's that baby. I don't really give a fuck. Shit, you know what baby it is. It's a damn baby that fucking sang the song. Okay? I don't care about the little acronyms of duh and little. I couldn't even tell you what either one of them looked like unless I was forced to guess who they were. Because I just, you know, it's certain music that I just can't listen to because it's so low vibrational, so low level. You know, a lot of this music out here is about money, sex, and drugs. Okay? I don't do drugs. I'm out here getting my money, but I attract it. I don't chase it. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, it's more relaxing when you ain't gotta chase it and it just naturally comes to you. There's tricks to it. There's a lot of tricks to life. But a lot of stuff I just not necessarily keep to myself. More or less, I'm just working on me. And that's what people gotta realize. You gotta work on you. And a lot of people fear sitting down with themselves. They don't know how to sit down with themselves without any distractions. They want to have the TV on. They got to have people around. They got to have their phone. This is basically what meditation is. You know, seeking solace with yourself. Nobody can do that for you. If you really want change in your life, you got to start doing it yourself. You have to. You have to. Remember, it starts with you and no one else. When you begin to change things inside yourself, beliefs, you know, that you used to have, like, I'm gonna give you an example. I used to have a belief about black men. Black men ain't shit. Why? Because most of the women in my family say black men ain't shit. Men ain't shit. So hearing that from a kid up, watching them be in their masculine energy, talking back, belittling, disrespecting, you know, getting physical, like I'm talking about knocking niggas out. I was like, my. Okay. But, you know what I'm saying? And women who are just hard, I don't know, that's the best way I can describe it. Hard. You know, they didn't know anything else. I'm not mad at them for that, but that you know, attitude or that mentality went down to my DNA. So I'm wondering why I, you know, have a certain view or outlook on men like I once upon a time did, right? Because it's all subconscious programming, for one, and for two, it's genetic. So when you're in the state of healing, the healing is deep. It's not just in your heart, but it goes down to the deepest parts of you, your subconscious mind. when it comes down to reprogramming, you know, because my mom to this day has the mindset that men ain't shit. She just men bashes all the time. And you are the co-creator of your reality. And I was like, well, I don't want the reality of being this bitter, old, lonely lady. You know what I'm saying? That's not the reality I want for myself. I know the reality that I want for myself. And that's the reality that I'm striving towards as I unlearn certain things that I was taught when I was little. And that's why I don't really be mad at people. You know what I'm saying? See, it all starts with understanding. The more I learn and understand myself, you know, I don't get mad at another woman who is 100% lost because she out there on top of a hood on a car twerking because she thinks that's the best way to get a man's attention, where really and truly a man would prefer a more modest woman like myself, where I don't have to sit here and show my titties. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is what I mean by you have to take control of your life. You know what I'm saying? Because you cannot follow the crowd. You have to be willing to walk the narrow path and do something that nobody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, these I'm just using the women as an example. Don't get your panties in a bunch. You know what I'm saying? And fellas, they know exactly what I'm talking about. And I guarantee you they more than likely agree. But anyways, so when you have these women out here twerking, showing damn near their whole ass and titties and all of this, right? They're trying to tell women like myself, you need to do the same thing as me, sis. You need to do the same thing as me, sis. Because I got all these men looking at me. Yeah, you got them all looking at you. But then you wonder why it's nothing more than sacral energy of them wanting to fuck. You got their attention in the wrong way. You want to be in connection with them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You want more than a physical connection, but all you're doing is showing them the physical. You're not allowing them to connect with you in any other way because you're too busy shaking your ass, sis. If you would go sit the fuck down and actually open up a book and start reading, start, you know, finding things on YouTube or the internet to enrich and self-improve your life, you would realize that covered up, your beauty has not faded or went nowhere. As a matter of fact, I mean, I was raised conservative, so I was never really into showing my body. But that's just me. A lot of women are not raised like me. Everybody is raised differently. Different environments, different circumstances. Some people have both their parents and they still get in trouble, end up in prison and jail and fucked up out here. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about willpower. It's all about how bad you want to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Change your mind, you change your life. Facts. And I'm 100% a believer of it. Because the beliefs I had about men, and that's only because how I grew up, my father was absent. And because he was he is the first, he would be my first contact with men to know what it felt like to be cherished, loved, you know, respected. You know, he would have been the first stepping stone to my relationship with men. But he was absent. And it's not that he was absent because he chose to be absent. He was absent because my mother, like, she has a father wound. You know? Her dad, my granddaddy, was not in her life. And she had a father wound. So not only does she have a father wound, and she's a narcissist. So, you know, because her dad was not in her life, I could see where she was jealous. Oh, you want to be in her life? I ain't never had a daddy. I don't want her ass to have a fucking daddy neither. That's the attitude of a toxic, narcissistic person. She didn't care about the damage that she did to me in that aspect. She only cared about, I'm trying to make you bitter and lonely just like me. That is literally my mom's attitude. And I refuse to be anything like her. She even told me, like daughter, like father. Well, I'd rather be like my damn daddy than like you. So that's a compliment. Thank you. And so, you know what I'm saying? Her father wound went so deep. She's never attempted to try to heal. She's never sought, therapy, counseling, or anything, right? But because my vessel was created in her womb, and I made a video about this, y'all. The womb is very sacred because men and women come from the womb. So depending on what your mother went through in her life and the stages that she was at during that time, because water holds memory, and we are in water for 9 months until our vessels are born, pushed out of her womb, and we just take our first breath, right? So during that time that you are in the amniotic fluid, all that stress, the baby can feel it. All that anxiety, all that anger, all of that, the baby can feel. And not just that, but all the trauma passed down genetically. Now, I'm speaking on black people when I say this, but on the implantations, everything that your mother and your father and all of them before you went through, all of that pain, all of that trauma is passed down, and you don't even know where to start. You don't even know why you think the way that you think. You feel the way that you feel. You do the shit that you do. It's because our ancestors lived through us, through our genetics. You know what I'm saying? It's ancestral trauma. It's facts. Somebody I spoke to yesterday said it. She was like, she's 23. I had a great conversation with her, and she was watching my videos and everything like that. She just had questions. She wanted to understand what she do. I said, there's always a chosen one in every family, and that's usually the black sheep, the person that their family blames their problems on because they don't want to take responsibility and accountability for themselves. So they want to blame the black sheep for everything. The black sheep takes on all of this unnecessary baggage. It's like Erykah Badu's song, "Bag Lady, you gonna miss your bus, carrying all them bags." Like, a lot of our baggage, y'all, does not belong to us. It belongs to our parents, our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and on and on and on back. That's why things seem so hard and so heavy. I used to ask God, like, why is life so hard? What is all of this that is on me? That's because not only am I bearing my own problems, I'm bearing the weight of everyone before me. You know what I'm saying? And it takes a lot, you guys, to forgive someone that has transitioned to the other side. It takes a lot to forgive a stranger. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because some people never had the opportunity to truly know their parents or their grandparents or whoever. So it takes a lot to forgive a stranger. Even though by blood that connected y'all, they were a stranger in this life. You know what I'm saying? So the person who asked me, how can you increase your capacity? It all starts with you. It all starts with you. And healing is not easy. It's hard. It's messy. It's up and down. All over the place. Okay? It is very, very messy. But we are all programmed from the womb to act, think, and move the way that we do. And it's not until you become self-aware that you take your power back and you control your thoughts. You control your actions. You figure out why you feel the way that you feel, and you act the way that you act, and you move the way that you move. That's all you can do. So you will know the progress that you're making. You'll know. I inspire and I advise you to keep a journal. Keep a journal, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and email me at narcthoughts2020gmail.com. It's spelled NARCTHOTS2020 because this is what I do. As I heal myself, my reality around me changes, you guys, and it's real. Because like I said, once upon a time, I had the worst view of men. You know what I'm saying? I never felt protected by men, not the ones in my family. I never felt like they would defend me if something went down, so I had to defend myself. So it wasn't until I did some inner work and inner healing to change that dynamic within my mind and my heart space to be like, you know, basically I said a lot of affirmations, and I did it for 21 days because it takes 21 days to create a habit. That's why I say 21 days. So I said my affirmations for 21 days. Man, let me tell you, men move totally different around me. You know what I'm saying? They run to open doors for me. But see, when you come from like the history say that I know that most women do come from, whether you don't have a father in your life, or you know your uncles and your brother, they don't even know how to be men. You know what I'm saying? So when they don't know, you don't know. But when you start taking your power back and you figure out who you are, it all starts with you, and everything else will align. You know, whether they change or not doesn't matter. What matters is, what is the life you want for yourself? Do you want better money, an increase in money, prosperity, and abundance? If so, you definitely need to focus on self. Anyways, y'all, I'm out. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.